Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who is gonna join us. All right, it is Tuesday evening, May 26th, and we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And I know this is not our usual Sunday night live, but I wanted everybody to enjoy the Memorial holiday with their families and loved ones, remembering those who served to bring us the freedom to be here live here in the good old US of A. And let's see, we're going to share real quick with our groups, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. If you are here, go ahead, say hello. We'd love to know who's hanging out with us. Let's put that. There we are. All right. Let's make sure we are really live. Let's see. Oh, hey, Laura. Happy to see you. There it is. Groups. VIP. And team. Okay. We are officially shared out. Hopefully everybody will find us now. And we should be good. All right, real quick, our housekeeping typicals here. We are now in the June subscription period. Hard to believe. Saturday will be June 1st, or Monday, rather. Next Monday is June 1st. The weekend is the end of May. But still hard to believe that we're already heading into June. This year is already flying by. But we are in the June subscription period. You have until June 10th to get in on the Bikes and Blooms. This set will make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. The theme is cheerful cards with standout silver details made for feel-good moments. You're going to receive some silver foil and pre-cut paper pieces, silver butterfly embellishments, and linen thread. The coordinating colors will be Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Pecan Pie, with your snake spot being Calypso Coral. It will coordinate with this quarter's die set, so that'll be fun. Also, just a reminder that Stampin' Up! Did introduce a new thing this year with the product of the month, that you can earn that with a $75 order. Then you're able to add the product of the month onto your order for $5. You can only take advantage of that once a month. So if you did an order, say on the first of the month, and you took out this pack of paper, vellum, you couldn't put another order in later on in the month for $75 and still get it. You can only do the product of the month once in a month, and then you're eligible for the following month for the next one. I will tell you, the next one is going to be a stamp set that is absolutely adorbs. So make sure you're watching for that for June product of the month. It's just a cute baby animals. That's all I can tell you. But it's going to be really, really cute. We also dropped some online exclusives this month, so make sure you're checking those out. We do have the Silly Old Bear, which is a Winnie the Pooh theme. It is only available in the US at this point in time due to copyright laws, but it is adorable. They still have it in stock, which I am really surprised. I thought it would sell out much quicker than it has. And then there's some other really adorable sets. Next week, we'll be using the Ouch bundle from the online exclusives. And yeah, so definitely check those out. Tonight, we are playing with a new bundle called the Opulent Oasis. And this one, it's a really pretty stamp set. And then the dies, though, are a unique die. This one here cuts, and then you can emboss with it using the new Impressions plate. And I will show you that. The Impressions plate is a rubber plate. Oh, hey, Kay, glad you could make it. And this to create your sandwich to use with the impressions plate, you have your number 1 platform. You use your number 2. It's not really a platform. This is like a shim. And then you would put your die face up, cutting blades up, your paper. Then you place the impressions mat on top of that. And then you need your number 4 specialty plate and run them through. And I will show you that as we go through. And I will show you the cards we're going to make with this beautiful set. And they are, first card, sending happy thoughts. Second card is our best wishes. And then our third card is hello, friend. And you see, we use that impressions plate to make this pretty background with that. Now for this one, we actually cut it out with the impressions and you used our blending brushes to color it in. And then this one we just stamped and cut. All right. So we're going to start with this card here. I'm just going to put this all aside. And we're going to pull our stuff here. And what we have is a thick basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we'll go ahead and fold on that score line. Make sure everything lines up. Get that bone folder. And burnish. Oh, hey, Paulette. Glad you could make it. All right. Next, we have Crisp Cantaloupe, which is one of our brand new in colors. I shouldn't say brand new. It's a resurrected in color from a few years back. Hey, sis. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a basic white panel. This measures 4 3/4 by 3.5, and that is going to layer on our crisp cantaloupe. So we're going to go ahead and layer those pieces. Is everybody feeling weird being on here on a Tuesday night? Because I know I do. I was just glad everything went smoothly at work, so I was able to get out on time and not have to worry about like skidding in on my radiator like I used to have to do when we would do weekday stamping. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and add my adhesive and add this right to my card front. And then we're going to do our stamping and die cutting. So we're just going to add this right to our card base. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, so there's that. And then I have just a bunch of scraps here. We're going to start with this one. This is we're going to stamp our flowers on. And did I? There it is. Just need to make sure we have our piercing mat because these being photopolymer, we're going to get a much better image if we use our photopolymer. All right, so now I want my Crisp Cantaloupe ink pad. And this is one of our new ink pads with the magnetic closure. So they open. So nice. All right, now I'm just going to ink up my floral image here. And that looks good. We're just going to go ahead. And there's my pretty flower. And get my chamois. Clean that off. And then I have, this is like a partially opened flower. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And this stamp style is called a distinctive stamp. And what it does is the way the stamp is etched, it gives you the different shades all in one go. So instead of having to do 2-step stamping or 3-step stamping, everything is accomplished in one stamp session, I guess you could say. That's the distinctive claim to fame, I guess you could say. I know this whole weekend and week have been kind of messed up because of with the holiday. Didn't feel holiday-ish. All right, so there's our flowers. I am going to go ahead on the separate piece here and find my leaf. And for this, I'm going to use another new in color. This is the Peaceful Pine. So I'm going to ink that up nicely. And there's our pretty leaves. And we'll keep that right out. And that we're going to do is we're going to switch these out for a minute and bring in this scrap here. And this is for sending happy thoughts. So we're going to stamp sending happy thoughts. That looks pretty good right there. We can close that up. Now for this, I am using my 1 3/4 inch punch. And we're just going to punch that out. So there's our sentiment. We'll set that aside. Okay, set this aside with that. And we're going to bring in our big boss because I have that on bigger paper. So we're just going to set that aside. Of course, the plate's over there. Okay, so there's the big boss. Grab the big boss plates. Okay, so we have our first plate, number 3. And let's get our images. We want this one and this one. And here's our little Post-it tape. There we go. And this one goes like so. Top plate and run it through. That takes care of that pretty flower. Oh, there it is. And this partially opened flower. See how pretty. Set those aside. Oh, goodness. Well, that just went to God knows where. All right. I just lost that die. I hope I don't need it. I do need it. Of course I do. No, I don't. I didn't use it again. Whew. Because God knows when I'll find that. Especially now. I was just telling sister on my way home from work, my little experience Friday evening. I came up here to work on getting ready for tonight. And I went to get a cord because I keep all my cords and a lot of my extra like embellishments and stuff. I have the drawer right behind me in my nice little cabinet over there. And I opened the drawer to find a mouse sitting on the top of the drawer. And if you know me, you know I have serious, severe mouse phobia. Like, I'm petrified of mice. My husband calls me crazy because, yes, I realize it is probably not a normal thing to fear something that you could probably step on. But they completely and totally petrify me. Well, I jumped. The mouse jumped. I did not know the mice had such springy little legs. And finally, I ran and she ran in circles, not knowing what to do. So I made my husband come up here to try to find her. What we did find is that she had babies in my drawer. So, yeah. So there is a trap up here set for her. We have not caught her yet. I'm praying that means that she, like, moved out of town, but I'm afraid that's probably not likely. She's here. So every sound, I get a little jumpy around here. It's not a good place to be. All right, I think we're all done cutting. Yeah. Tucker was no help. Of course, Tucker was nowhere to be seen. Okay, so now we have our pieces here. So we're going to start with our little partial flower here. We're just going to put a little adhesive on the back. And that's going to go right about there. This one, we need dimensionals. Thank you, Kay. I'm glad somebody understands. I like, and I can't help it. Like I said, I understand it's probably makes zero sense to most people. But I, like, even if they catch him, my husband will catch him in the trap. And if I hear the trap go off, I can't even be around. Like, I leave the vicinity as far as I can because I cannot bear the sight of them in any shape, form, or manner. Like, it totally sends my heart racing. I'm petrified of them. And I don't know why. Can't explain it. Like I said, husband thinks I'm completely insane. It makes no sense to him because they're just a mouse. And they're not going to hurt me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I understand that, but there's our little greenery. And now we're going to add our sentiment. And for that, the top portion, I'm just going to add a little adhesive. And then we're going to bring in a dimensional for down here towards the bottom. And that is going to go just like so. Actually, that should have went over just a little bit more. All right, and then to finish that off, I have some pretty rhinestones because glitz and glam make everything better. So and then and that finishes our first card. Super simple, but oh so pretty. Now, spiders I can handle. Snakes, yes, I will do the same thing. Yep, 100%. And I shouldn't say spiders are okay. It depends on the size of the spider. If it's small enough for me to squish it with my shoe, I'm okay. But if it's one of them things bigger than my thumbnail, I'm out of there. I don't want nothing to do with it. But snakes, nope. You will never see me within eyesight of a snake. Not happening. And I shouldn't. It goes on. Frogs, toads, anything creepy crawly. Not having anything to do with it. All right, our next card up is our best wishes. So for this one's way super simple. So we're going to start with, again, thick basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead, bold on that score line, make sure everything lines up nicely. That looks good. Get that bone folder and get a nice crisp edge. Next, I have another basic white panel. This here is 5 1/4 by 4. Oh, hey, Sherry. Glad you could join us. And for this, before I do anything with it, I am going to stamp my sentiment best wishes. So I have that here. And I have my strawberry slush ink pad. This is one of last year's in colors. It's also a returning favorite. And a little trivia history for you on that. When strawberry slush was an in color, crisp cantaloupe was in the same in color group with it. So now they're back together again. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my best wishes down here in the lower right panel corner of the top panel here. Again, it's 5 1/4 by 4. And there we have our best wishes. Good. Okay, close that up. Time beat. Well, that didn't do us any good. Oh, good grief. Excuse me. I have to clean up my mess here because I just dropped half of our things that we need. I have everything sitting next to me on a stool here. And I just knocked it over. Okay. we're good. Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can add this panel to our card base. But to do that, we're going to use dimensionals this time. So we're just going to pop it up a little. And of course, we're going to put one in the middle because we don't like saggy centers. We're going to peel all these little backings off. Okay. Yeah, so that was my excitement Friday. We got rid of the babies. I haven't seen her, but I don't know. I do hear noises in here periodically. A lot of times I'll look at it. It happens to be Tucker making the noises. So I'm praying that that just means she's gone. All right. So for this white panel here, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my impressions die. And we're going to start by placing it on like we would do a normal cup. Bring back our big balls. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so we have our normal sandwich. So we have our platform, the shim, a plate, our die with paper face down, and our next plate. So again, just like you would normally die cut any other die. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to put our platform back with our shim. And then we're going to remove the excess there. We've got our die. And you can see the impression that's there, but wait till you see. We're going to put it all back. Now we're going to flip it upside down. So it's going to go sit on our shim. Oops. Make sure it sits back in there nicely. Now we need that rubber plate. This is our impressions plate that lays on top. And then our number 4 specialty plate goes on top of that. And we roll it through. And now wait till you see the magic. Now look at that impression. Look how deep that is. All right, so we're going to set that all aside again. Now, I have here some brushes. And I'm going to start, with my Golden Glow. And my little brush. And we're just going to come in here and do the center. Just a light touch and just go around in a few circles here. Just like that. All right. close that up. Next, I'm going to start with my Barely Blush. And we're just going to lightly do our petals. So there's our little petals done in Barely Blush. Then I've got my Strawberry Slush. And using that same brush, I'm just going to come in here and hit those little posies. Now, if you're a very patient person, you could certainly get your blends and color this image in. But I wanted to just do a little fun coloring with my blending brushes. All right, so there's that. Now we can close this up. I know the detail is amazing. And then I have my Peaceful Pine and another brush, and we're just going to go ahead and just lightly touch our leaves. There. So there's our fully colored flower. And before I make any messes here, we're going to go ahead, take a tissue, clean up any color left behind. Okay. So now we're going to bring back our card base. And let's see. Yeah, that fit on there best. Again, dimensionals. Right in the middle, because this is a larger image. There's that. All right, and then to finish this card, I have here, these are the array of dots. And come on over there. We have these really pretty Strawberry Slush. And okay. There's our second card. And again, Just a simple coloring technique. But like I said, if you're feeling ambitious, don't hesitate to pull the blends out to color those in, because you can do a really beautiful job on that too, if that's what you're feeling. All right, our final card of the evening. This one here, we use that impressions plate, excuse me, to give us that beautiful background. So pretty. I love this palette. This is our Strawberry Slush with the new Barely blush. All right, so for this one, I went outside the box here and got us a Barely Blush card base. And again, this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and fold on that score line. Make sure everything lines up. And grab that bone folder. And there we go. Next, I have Strawberry Slush. This panel is 5 by 3 3/4. Then I have another panel of Barely Blush. And this one is 4 3/4 by 3.5. And for this one, oh, thank you, Paula. Thank you, sis. We're going to do our impressions plate to give us our background. So for this, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my baby boss or big boss out over here. We need our big boss because I'm hoping they come out with a baby boss impressions plate, but right now we only have it in the big boss. Okay, so we need all this. I also have a spritzer with some water. So I am going to spritz my cardstock. And what this does is it helps soften those fibers a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit of a deeper impression than I got even with just doing it the way we did with the dry. So I'm just going to step aside here for a minute and spritz my cardstock. I'm not going to soak it. I just want it just dampened. I don't know if you can see that now. And then I'm going to lay that on top. I'm going to flip it. So cardstock is facing up. The cutting blades are facing, or the cardstock is facing down. Cutting blades are facing up. I've now got my rubber plate, and there goes specialty. Gosh. Heck is going on here? I don't usually have a problem with things falling off this stool here. Tonight it is. And I apologize for the shaking camera, but that's from there. There. Oop. Stuck. And there is our impression. See how deeply, oh, there you go. That shows it pretty good. That's how deeply etched it is from, but it does not cut through. So it's really neat. All right. Whoop. There. Okay. So now I can go ahead, flip this over, and find, there it is, my adhesive. And oops. There we go. Little extra adhesive on this just because it's so heavily embossed. But now we're just going to adhere that to our little layer here. Now that that's down, we can go ahead and flip that over, and we're going to add adhesive here, and this is going to go right onto our card front. I absolutely love this set. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so there. I mean, really, this, you could literally just slap a sentiment on here and call this done. It's beautiful. We really don't need to do anything more with it, but we're gonna. Oh, for the love. What did I just... Well, hopefully that spritzer just went wherever that die went, and we'll find them together. We recovered our cardstock. We need these. I have Scrap Fairly Blush and Scrap Peaceful Pine. And then I have a piece of Basic White. And we need our matte. So for our Basic White piece, of course it's not small enough. I was hoping I could put it through the Baby Boss, but I did not cut it small enough. The die to cut this out is small enough to go through the Baby Boss. My cardstock is not. But for this, we need a Strawberry Slush again. So we're going to ink up. And there is our pretty flower. And, well, you know what? Before I close that up, let's pull in our scrap here. And we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is, hello, friend. Hello, friend. And I think we are good to go. Okay. So put that out of the way. Let's oh my goodness gracious, that's heavy. That out of the way. Okay. We need our flower. I gotta find that partial flower under the table here somewhere, but luckily we aren't using that one. All right, that can go there. Where did I put that? This is going to cut that leaf, this leaf, and this leaf. And run those through. Okay. Set that there. These. And then we're going to cut our sentiment out. I think I am going to pull the Baby Boss for that. So we're going to get this right out of the way. because this is so big. There we go. All right. So now we need so for the sentiment, I am using the Everyday Arches. I'm using the smallest die. And we want that to set up just like so. Let's just get fresh. Oh, for heaven's sake. There we go. All right, so now we need our baby boss. There we go. Run that through. And there's our hello friend. Ooh, don't drop that one. Okay, now pull up all of our pieces here. Okay, we don't need that. We do need this. We need this, this. Oop, that one's still stuck. Thank goodness for our take your pick tool. Pop that right out. These can go back on their magnetic sheet. Okay. And then remove this. So there's that. Now we can assemble. All right. So for our flower image here, it's going to go right down here, out like so. So we're going to add dimensionals. I think we're going to make it, guys. We're going to make our 1 hour limit. So there's that. Then we have our sentiment. That's going to get 2 dimensionals. And that's going to come right up here. And then I'm just going to grab, maybe 3 glue dots. Okay. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So the final stretch here. So this one here, kind of that right there. This one's going to kind of poke out there. And then this one, if I can, there we go. Just have a little pokey out there. And then I have here, these are the In Color dots. They're the 2026-2024 In Color dots. I keep the dots and the butterflies, but they're both the new 2026-2028 In Colors. I keep them together in this little pouch. But we're going to use these ones here. And I'm using the larger Peaceful Pine and a small Barely Blush, and then a little Peaceful Pine. Little blue dot. There we go. Sticking to me. All right. That finishes our final card. And we made it in under an hour. Okay, so we have a quick recap. This was our second card, Best Wishes. Then we have our first card, Sending Happy Thoughts. And then, of course, our Hello Friend. Hard to pick a favorite, but I would have to say it's probably between these two. I really like these a lot, but I also like that one quite a bit. So tell me, which one's your favorite? Oh, you too, Kay. All right, friends, that is all I have for this evening. I again appreciate you coming to hang out on a Tuesday night, especially being completely different than our normal. But I just wanted everybody to have the opportunity to do the cookout with the fam and not feel like you were missing out on anything. So I thought this was the easiest way to do that. Oh, hey, Robin. So happy to see you. Thank you. All right, my friends, that is, again, like I said, all I have. God willing, I will be back next Sunday with some more fun. Like I said, planning at this point in time to play with Ouch bundle. I'm a nurse, and it called to me, so we're going to play with that one. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun with that, hopefully. And I wish you all a fabulous rest of your week and a great time ahead here. Again, thank you so much. And again, God bless. Bye for now.